You're watching WKYT News at noon.
Good afternoon. Bill Bryant and Barbara Bailey reporting.
Welcome back to WKYT News at 12:30. Strong winds, heavy rains, and a dangerous storm surge are starting to spread over the Bahamas as Hurricane Matthew approaches, and people in the southeast part of the U.S. are becoming concerned.
Certainly attention getting. The U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami says the powerful Category 3 hurricane is north of Cuba now. Matthew left behind widespread damage in Haiti. At least 11 deaths are being blamed on the storm that is now headed for the U.S. In Florida, officials are worried that 11 years of storm avoidance has left many there complacent. The southeastern coast getting some help from Kentuckians even before the storm hits. Kentucky Utilities and LG&E are sending more than 140 people to Florida. The crews will be able to help local utility companies restore power and trim back trees after Hurricane Matthew blows through. That team from KU left for Florida late last night. A former Southern Kentucky hospital clinic assistant is in jail today. Police in Russell County say Lindsay Sloan used her position at a medical clinic to falsify prescriptions.
As WKYT's Phil Pendleton reports from Jamestown, the allegations are that the woman was getting narcotics for herself.
The suspect is 31-year-old Lindsay Sloan, who lives in Columbia, I'm told. This investigation started a few months back when the Russell County Hospital in Russell Springs started noticing some improprieties. Now, the charge is knowingly obtaining and assisting others in obtaining controlled substances. Sloan is accused of making false statements regarding 127 prescriptions for narcotics between April 23, 2014 and June of this year. She worked as a medical assistant at the Family Medical Practitioners, which is owned by the Russell County Hospital.
What exactly is she accused of doing, I guess you could say?
Of using her status as an employee to call prescriptions into drugstores for narcotics.
Sloan is currently being held at the Russell County Jail. I called the jail to see if she wanted to talk to us and give us her side of the story. She declined. Police are telling us there could be more charges and more arrests, the results of this ongoing investigation that also involves the federal DEA. In Russell County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. And the arrest warrant states that Sloan procured prescriptions under various names that were not legally authorized.
Friends of a pregnant Lexington woman are wanting to make sure that her murder is not forgotten. 22-year-old Mariah Coleman was shot nearly a month ago on Winburn Drive. Police say she was hit by a stray bullet while out walking her dog. Coleman and her unborn child died. Her son Jacoby was due October 12th. But now, instead of celebrating his arrival, Coleman's family is planning a march for that day.
If you don't stop this individual who killed a woman and a child, then how will you feel if this individual go out and kill somebody else?
Coleman's family says anyone can take part in the March for Justice. It will be a week from today at the Fayette County Court Complex. It will start at 6 p.m. on the courthouse steps. Well, two names have been added to Kentucky's fallen firefighter memorial in Frankfort today. Zachary Clevenger worked for both Estill and Montgomery County's fire departments. Billy Ray Jarvis was a member of the Allen County Volunteer Fire Department. They were honored at a ceremony this morning. WKYT's Sabira Rayford is there.
It was a day to honor those who dedicated their lives to keeping people safe. Today, two names were added to the Kentucky Fallen Firefighter Memorial. Dozens of people gathered at the memorial to pay their respects. There were first responders from all over Kentucky. Zachary Clevenger of the Estill County and Montgomery Fire Department and Billy Ray Jarvis of Allen Volunteer Fire Department were the two people added to the memorial. Clevenger lost his life last December. The 30-year-old went home to get some rest after fighting a fire in Estill County and never woke up. Today, his family was in attendance to honor his legacy. In an interview last month, Clevenger's wife told us he was dedicated to education and his work as a firefighter. Before the service, there was a motorcycle tribute. The memorial started out with a salute to the fallen heroes and included a wreath laying. There are more than 200 names on the memorial wall. In Frankfort, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
And there are more than 200 names on the wall, a tribute to those who've made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty.
Police are needing your help in tracking down an inmate who escaped in Madison County. State police say 40-year-old Jeremy Stone of Webster County walked away from the Bluegrass Career Development Center in Richmond. That center is a minimum security facility. Police say Stone is serving time for theft, burglary, and drug charges.
Well, a stretch of I-75 in Lexington is back open after a nasty accident this morning. It happened in the northbound lanes near mile marker 114. That's between the Paris Pike and Newtown Pike exits. The driver hit a guardrail and the car flipped at least once. Firefighters had to cut the driver out of the car. Now, we've learned that that person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A woman now faces murder charges 2 months after a deadly crash in Morgan County. State police arrested Teresa Haney at her home in Elliott County. In August, police say Haney's SUV crossed the center line of Highway 7 and hit a motorcycle. 2 people on that motorcycle, Thomas Tufts and Janet Caskey, died from their injuries. Well, a Laurel County man involved in a crash that killed 6 people in 2015 was high on meth at the time of the crash.
That's according to a news release from the National Transportation Safety Board out today. It indicated that a combination of Ben Brewer's fatigue, methamphetamine use, and failure to respond to slow-moving traffic within a work zone resulted in that multi-vehicle crash near Chattanooga. Officials say Brewer's speed was at least 78 miles per hour. 9 vehicles and 18 people were involved in the crash. In addition to 6 deaths, 4 people were injured. Brewer is being held on a $500,000 bond while awaiting trial in Tennessee. He is charged with 6 counts of vehicular homicide. We're tracking a death investigation in eastern Kentucky today. Investigators say a man was found dead in a Letcher County apartment. Jenkins police chief still says there aren't many details that he can give us at this point. The man's name has also not been released yet. Well, Kathy Ploman is Lexington's newest council member. She was sworn in this morning. Ploman will be serving out the remainder of Russ Hensley's term. She had been running against Hensley for the 12th district seat, but Hensley dropped out of the race and resigned his seat last week. Ploman is the former head of the United Way of the Bluegrass and a former employee here at WKYT. With her appointment today, there are now more women than men on the city council for the first time in Lexington's history. Well, keep it here on WKYT News. We're coming right back with more.
Do those activity trackers really motivate people to exercise more? That story's coming up.
We got a big front there for the weekend. Also, Hurricane Matthew spinning there near the Bahamas. It's heading our direction, meaning the U.S., but will it have any effect on us? I'm going to take you through the new path, the updated path. That's coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Mixture of sun and clouds at this moment, but let me tell you, like we were talking about this morning on WKYT this morning, a 20% chance rain is in the forecast, showing you that a stray chance is out there, and that's what we're seeing back toward the west. This isn't really anything to be concerned about. It's not going to wash you out. It's nothing like that. Yesterday, I was actually out at Veterans Park running around. I actually had the day off with the family, and we had a couple of sprinkles on us. That's basically what you're going to be seeing today, a stray chance at that, and that's about it. So don't cancel any plans, stick to them. Most of your day is going to look like this. 90% of us stay dry. Temperatures in the mid-70s at this moment, but we'll finish off right around 80 degrees, and that is well above average for this time of year. Typically, we're in the lower 70s, so we're on up there, but it will come barreling back down. I guarantee that for the weekend. Remember, I always say this, I don't guarantee much with weather, but I'll guarantee you this weekend, here comes a big blast of cooler air. So here's the setup. Big front back toward our west. Not a very potent front. It doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. And Hurricane Matthew, this is on Friday, as it streams northbound through Florida, also through the Carolinas, okay? By Saturday, this will be at least near the Carolinas, whether it's offshore or right on the coast. We'll see. But the thing that's going to happen here is this front will be right over us on Saturday. This system right here steals all that moisture and says, yeah, I don't really want you to have any of that moisture. I don't want you to throw off any rain there for the weekend. It knows that we have Keeneland this weekend, so it's actually helping us out. So this rolls up the East Coast, and sits there and grabs all that moisture and pulls it toward it and leaves us with a pretty dry cold front. Notice I'm not saying cool front or just front, a cold front. You're going to be getting very chilly air sliding on in here Saturday evening off into Sunday. That's when you really feel the brunt of it. It'll bring that small chance of rain on Saturday. You're talking 20–30%, but that's it. Most of us stay dry there for the weekend. Temperatures will drop about 20-degree swing from Thursday, Friday into your weekend. 10 to 15 degrees below average. So that's it's going to have an indirect effect on us, meaning that you're not directly getting hit by this system, but it's pulling all that moisture toward it and leaving us with a pretty dry front. But you can see those temperatures. Big drop there for the weekend. Very chilly air on the way.
Dragging a little Canada down on us.
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay, it's early for that. Thank you, Micah. Do ice baths really help athletes recover quicker? And what really motivates people to exercise?
Kenneth Craig has details in this Better Living report.
A study of 800 adults in Singapore found activity trackers by themselves didn't lead people to walk or exercise more. But researchers discovered participants given both a fitness tracker and cash rewards for meeting goals were far more likely to boost their activity levels and continue to use the device. Scientists discovered ice baths don't really help athletes recover after competing. The study found chilly water doesn't appear to help reduce muscle inflammation after exercising. And doctors in the Netherlands found some women could wait longer between cervical cancer screenings. Researchers studied 14 years worth of data on 43,000 women who took part in a screening trial. They found women 40 or older who had tested negative for human papillomavirus, or HPV, were at very low risk of cervical cancer and could safely wait more than 5 years between screenings. Those are some of today's top health stories. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
All right, keep it here. Chairs, check. Food and beverage, check. What about a fire hydrant?
We're talking tailgating safety tips next on WKYT.
Welcome back. Great to have you here on WKYT. Beautiful day out there for now, right?
Oh, yes, for now.
Good.
Enjoy it.
Tailgating is all about football, friends, and fun, but don't forget about safety.
A lot of other events, too. Keeneland, of course, a lot of tailgating there. Firefighter Jessica Bowman with the Lexington Fire Department is here with some things to keep in mind for fun at the field, at the tailgate, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Thanks for being in here.
Thank you for having me.
So you want to be happy-go-lucky at these events and so forth, but you really should think about some safety considerations as well, right?
Right. There's several things you can do. Grilling safety, making sure it's not under a tent if we do have cold or rainy weather, making sure it's not under any overhangs. Also making sure you don't, a lot of people will keep the lid down when they turn it on, and that builds up propane underneath, which can be very dangerous when you go to light it. Other things are sun safety. Being out in the sun all day can cause you to get sunburn. It can also cause you to be dehydrated. Keep an eye on your food. When food sits out all day, it's not a good idea to take it home and eat it tomorrow for leftovers. It's better to just go ahead and cut your losses on that. So.
Eat it or forget it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, this is a big weekend. We have the opening of Keeneland, also homecoming at UK.
Right.
If people are mixing drinking with that, what should they keep in mind?
Well, obviously, we always recommend to designate someone before you even get to your event, but also drink lots of water. Like I already mentioned, the sun can cause you to be dehydrated. Drinking can also cause you to be dehydrated. Alcohol, liquor can cause dehydration. So drink plenty of liquids. That'll help you enjoy the game more. It'll help you enjoy the day after.
And there's nothing tougher than cleaning up after a party, but do that, right? Especially if you're having an outdoor event, right?
We know from previous events, sporting events in years past, that people who don't throw their trash away properly, it causes those behind them who are maybe wearing flip-flops or sandals, they get cuts and on their feet. It causes those types of injuries. So be a good sport. Go ahead and throw that away. Save your neighbor the pain.
So what do you need to keep in mind if you're packing your car, heading out for something like that? Are there some items you really need for safety?
Right. We recommend to go ahead and have a fire extinguisher for the grilling or for anything else that could go wrong, and also to have a first aid kit. So if you do cut your foot or anything, that you have that at your right there at your disposal.
All right. You staff these events. Obviously, the fire department is on scene, and you I guess, get busy from time to time running to some of those first aid needs.
Yes, we do. Like I said, there's a lot of common things that we see over and over, like the cut feet and things like that. The people who have been overserved, who've had a little too much to drink. We see that a lot. So just having those first aid kits, drinking plenty of water, planning ahead, all those things can lead to a better day.
All right. You want to be happy at the end of the day.
You do.
That's right.
Good info.
Thank
Thanks
you very
for being
much.
here. Coming next, the Lexington Theater Company presents its season opener coming up this weekend.
What you can expect from Athens West next.
Welcome back in. We're live from Lexington on WKYT as our noon news hour continues. A crumbling donut shop is at the center of a production as Athens West Theater Company presents its season opener.
To tell us more about Superior Donuts, we're joined by Kate Goodwin, Athens West production manager, along with actor Kenny Hamilton. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it very much. First, tell us about Athens West, the theater company, and what makes it different.
Well, Athens West is it's our second season, and we're really happy to be in the family of theater here in Lexington. It is one of 3 professional companies in town, one of 2 that offers equity contracts, which is the Professional Actors Union. And so, although you find those contracts in Cincinnati or in Louisville, in Central Kentucky, we are one of the very few that offer those. So we have an opportunity for professional actors to come in from outside to work alongside our really exceptional talent in Lexington.
We have a lot going on here, and I love the name. It's perfect.
Yes.
Athens West.
Yes.
Tell us about your role as an actor. Tell us about this production.
It's been really fun. It's been really interesting to learn so much from my co-workers, because the other actors have been acting almost as long as I've been alive, some of them.
Yes.
Don't tell me when you were born. It would hurt.
I won't. No, but no, they've been doing it a really long time. So it's been great to learn from them and to work alongside of them.
That's
so
great.
You play Franco?
Yes,
tell
Franco
us about
Wicks.
that character.
He's very charismatic, and he's a big goofball, which is pretty close to who I am as a person. So
not a stretch, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing method acting. I'm exploring method. But no, it's been great. He's a lot of fun.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I think it sounds so wonderful. What's been the reception of Athens West?
We have been thrilled at how supportive the community has been. We had some great shows last year. We opened last year with To Kill a Mockingbird, which of course was already familiar, so it really did bring us in. But so far the audiences have really trusted us with some names that they didn't already recognize as well.
When is this one going to open? This Friday, and when after that?
It does. It runs this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the 2 following weekends, Thursday through Sunday at the Downtown Arts Center.
All right, so several chances to catch Superior Donuts, which sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
And we know you're going to have a lot of fun out there.
Thanks.
Carefully watching weather, not only for what's happening here, but also this hurricane. Let's check with Micah.
Yeah, and we're looking at that hurricane affecting us later on this weekend. Not directly. We're not going to get direct impact out of this. And really, for the most part, we're not going to see any rain out of this. However, it ushers in some drier air as it rolls in toward the weekend. Today, just a slight chance of rain. We're right around 20%, so just can't rule out a stray shower or maybe a couple of sprinkles, and that's it. 90% of us stay dry, 80–90% of us. We travel in through your days. Next couple of days are pretty much the same. They don't really change that much. That means Keeneland forecast looks really nice on Friday at 77. But let me tell you this, it drops off as we go off into your weekend. 10 to 15 degree swing, maybe even 20 degree swing in some spots. Saturday at 64, that small chance of rain is there. We may even wipe that out and go with a 10–20% in the days to come, because it's just drying and drying and drying each and every single model run. So there is some good news for us there for the weekend. I know we're still needing some rain, but for the most part, this is a big weekend, though. This is Keeneland weekend, a lot of events going on, a lot of festivals still going on, even some weddings that I'm hearing about. So as of right now, I don't see much of a chance of rain. Off towards your Sunday, much cooler conditions, right around 60 degrees. And overnight lows right around 40. Here comes some chilly air, guys.
You know,
40.
It's that time of year.
Really?
The transition is underway.
Apparently it is.
Ready or not, right? That is WKYT News at noon. We want to thank you so much for being with us. Our next newscast is coming up here at 4 o'clock.
The Young and the Restless is next, followed by the Talk at 2. Make it a great day.